Listening to 95.7 The Game, kgmz-fm and AZ1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app, your favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And don't forget that you can also watch us every day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log out or search 95.7 The Game. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there tomorrow. We'll have our keys to the game. We'll break it down. We'll take a lot of calls tomorrow on the keys to the Niners beating the Seahawks in this wild card round matchup. 1:35 kickoff at Levi Stadium. 90% chance of rain. 90% chance.
It's going to be raining. I'm ready for it. I've got the rain pants out. I got the golf rain pants out. I got my coat ready. I'm ready to go.
90% chance of rain, 100% chance of couch for the two of you. Loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. And the great Anna Novikov. Well, I've got you, B, if you need me.
The diamond guy. Everybody's got a diamond guy.
No, I've got a real diamond guy. And by the way, if and when you do finally put a ring on it, I actually went to a place called Blue Nile down in San Jose.
Not West Nile.
No, Shanko's great. And believe me, we shop for diamonds. But what I learned about shopping for diamonds
is 5 things.
There's 2 different kinds of diamonds. There are lab-created diamonds, and there are naturally, nature-created diamonds. So you can get a lab-created diamond, but it's not nearly the same quality, David, as your natural diamond. And by the way, the price of your lab-created diamond, much more reasonable. We went the other route, and the diamond that I got for my lady, the beloved supper, is spectacular.
Wow. So
which is why I'm reffing this Saturday.
Clarity, color,
cut.
What else is there's 2 other ones, right? Aren't there 5 qualities that make a diamond?
Cost.
Well, I'm sure.
Exactly. Cheap. Yeah.
Go to hell, Dibs.
I got nothing.
All that stuff. And you get the GIA certified diamond, which is, the way they look at it.
Get it appraised, get that laminated, put that in a file.
All that, yeah. And then you get it insured.
Yes.
You get it appraised, you get it on the finger, and then you get it insured.
I put it onto the house. You can put it into your house, like whatever, your insurance and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we did.
There's people on YouTube saying she can't tell, Bonte. She won't be able to tell. Don't get suckered into the natural diamond. I'm not going to listen to these. I'm not going to listen to you, UC Steve, or Hong Kee Joseph.
Give you a reference.
No, she can't tell until she gets it examined, and then somebody says, "Your boy got this behind a dumpster on ceremony."
I know nothing. I know nothing about any of this.
McDonald's parking lot.
I know nothing about any of this other than to say this to you, Bonte. If you would like advice on what to do with women in your life, do not go to sports radio listeners for answers.
Thank you.
That's all I would like to say. Love you, YouTube. Love you, everyone listening, but that's not where I'm going. I'm not going to a YouTube chat feed for answers on what I'd like to do with a potential
wife. Right about a lot of things, though. I have the text line. I'll lead on the most
not
here.
one of them.
Just not that. It's not that. You want to talk about the Warriors salary cap? Let's rock. You want to talk about the future of me and ladies? Let's not.
Come to your boy. I got you covered. And my favorite part of all this is you talking about both of you. Oh, guys, ladies, the weather, it's going to be awful. And Anna saying, that's why we're on the that's why we're underneath the overhead.
That's why we got our seats where we got them at.
Oh, dude, I was crying.
Playing chess. Playing chess.
It's a true story. She's going to Soldier Field, right? We knew it was going to be rain week 1. She goes, so do they have an overhang, right? I'm like, babe, we're going to be in that rain. And she goes, no, look, there's a little over. So I was like on the flight in the back row, because remember they kicked me out of business class.
Right.
And I was sitting there at the entrance. And Willard took a photo.
How's it going?
And somebody said, I know a hairline from anywhere. That's Ponte Hill, right? Right? And so I'm back there struggling on the internet, looking at everything in Chicago, every site. Where can you avoid the rain? Where can you avoid the elements? Like scouting it for hours. I'm like, all right, here we go, bingo. And it was great.
Yeah, I watched that post-game video you did, and everyone else was focused on your anger being sent in the direction of the 49ers, and I was like, damn, he drive. Dang it. What the hell? Messed this thing up sideways.
She goes, why are you? And you know what's funny? She goes, why are you doing it? Why do you want to do this in the rain? I was like, I got to show the people that I was out to get with this. When I watched the game,
Underrated part.
If I tried to take a video of my seats, that would have been the end of that phone. Mark. The end of that phone.
We all learned in COVID your backdrop matters, because people will find any little weird thing in the background and point it out.
Absolutely.
Right? right? The backdrop absolutely matters.
It
We all
matters.
become Siskel and Ebert or Steven Spielberg when we're filming
No
one of those
doubt.
bad boys.
No doubt. It's funny you say that because I was on the BetQL network on the MGM show that they do in the afternoons with Trista Crick, friend of the program from Sacramento. And so I'm doing
She's
the
not a
thing.
friend of our program. I like Trista. She took some shots at us for the Windhorse interview, even though Windhorse and I are buddies.
I love it. She keeps it real.
Yeah.
She keeps it 100.
We got
She
some
keeps it a buck.
Real cookie baity. Yeah, that's how real.
We've got some
I mean, the story's more about me than it is about her.
Sorry.
I made sure that the camera was framed up to where my Emmy was in the background.
No way. I love that.
It's a subtle flex.
I like that.
It's funny because I went to my new father-in-law's house for New Year's Eve, and of course, you're touring their house, and I walk into his living room, and I'm like, oh, he's got a couple of Emmys, and you walk up, he got the real Emmys. He's got those national Emmys.
Yeah, he's got
Where? If you don't mind me asking.
No, he works for the NBA, so he's done a couple of NBA documentaries. Totally. So I'm looking at my Emmy, I'm like, damn, that thing's...
I'm Peter Vesey, and I'm sideline here.
Exactly.
He's got a couple of the real Emmys, and I looked at his Emmy, I'm like, dude, your Emmy. I got Emmy envy.
Yeah. Peter Vesey blocked me on Twitter.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
I don't know why he blocked me. One day I was like, damn, Peter Vesey blocked me, bro. I never even tweeted
He's
with
like
you.
the biggest Chris Mullin fan ever.
I know.
That's surprising.
Blocked me.
Man.
Anyway, what's going on with your show? What's up? We're at the Globetrotters. We got to get out. We got to do some tricks.
I know. I saw the Trotters in the other room,
Yeah.
and it went way back. Like, that was literally, I think, I'm going to guess at which birthday this was. Call me maybe 8, something like that. Like, this
Carly
was,
Rae Jepsen.
This was literally my
Call me maybe.
birthday present. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, take me to see the Globetrotters.
Oh, wow.
And I'll never forget it. And I ended up, doing it for my kids a few years ago. Like, I used to love those guys. I think I could still name, Meadowlark and Curly and
Sure.
I mean, gosh, Goose, like that whole, I still can remember going to watch them when I was a little kid.
We were talking about the N1 mixtape stuff, right? And so when I was in high school playing ball, that came out, and everybody was
Professor.
Well, everyone was dribbling tennis balls. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, that was the big thing, dribbling tennis balls. Then they'd like dunk on a teacher in the hallway or whatever. And like the mixtape and one stuff got taken to a whole nother level. Jason Moore, who used to come to Reading, a great basketball player, would bring the ball and he'd put it in his shirt. We would wear the triple X large shirts back then that were down to your kneecaps. And he'd have the ball in and
Tall
out. He'd be
tees,
banging stuff. Yeah, the tall tees. It was a thing, right? And I don't know if you guys saw the documentary, but it's on Netflix. I check it out. It's
pretty good.
Freaking awesome. It brings you back.
It's awesome, and it's sad because those guys didn't benefit off the revenue that those N1 guys who created it generated through this tour. They didn't get paid.
Yeah. I was just talking to the Trotters about their journey and, overseas basketball, a couple of college basketball players, and just, go overseas and you get a shot. Now you're working with the Trotters. We talked about 90 years of that brand. And
crazy.
We also talked about the nature of mistakes. And they both said, coach said, if you make a mistake, because I'm like, you can't just dribble the ball off your foot.
You just keep going.
You can't just miss a layup.
You can't just make it from half court because you want to.
Exactly.
Like over or like backwards.
Right. So all the different things. And, they both were talking about like the nature of mistakes. And like Mark said, trying to make it look like, oh, this is a part of the show and the whole thing. And, because I said, we're doing what we do.
That's what we do every day.
We're performers, but you make a mistake and it's like, oh, someone on the text line is going to come at me. You're blocked. As opposed to being in front of 15,000 people. It's like, oh my God, that Trotter just dribbled off his foot.
I remember when I was coming up as a young journalist, John Crumpacker used to mentor me, right? He used to read my articles and there'd be red ink everywhere. Well, I couldn't imagine Shaska and I walking out of the show, Matt Nahegan, and the show just
got a red ink at 6:08. We got red ink at 6:11.
Oh my God.
We're at 6:15.
You just took me back. I was producing for KCBS when you guys were both still in high school, and there was an anchor named Cynthia Louis, one of the great anchors, and you would have to give her the hour. So you give her carts, which were these plastic things that they had to put into a machine. This is before digital.
Okay.
You had a cart machine, and you had like 17 carts where you would hand the anchor the carts. It was like the first cart would be, we go live to Bob Melrose, who is talking about this. Boom, and you push the button.
Gotcha.
So you give her the scripts and the cart, you give her the hour. She would come back after her hour, and she'd be like, you're going to want to look at this. And my hour was absolutely riddled with red. She's like, this lead sucks. This transition was garbage. This isn't even a word. And it'd be like, oh my God. And I mean, I'm not saying that I hated her, but it was like, oh God, you dreaded working with her.
Yeah.
And after like 3 or 4 months of working with her, by the end, you're like, oh my God, she's made me better.
Right. Yeah.
All of a sudden, you get your hour back, and it's like only 2 or 3 red marks. Right. It's like, look at me, dude.
The true great artists in whatever industry that they're in, like when it's most chaotic, they excel at making it look nonchalant.
Yeah.
Everyone was noticing this week with Joe Buck. Wow, look how Joe Buck handled that situation. It's like, of course, he's one of the great broadcasters of all times. We do this when Krukenkipe or John Miller or Fleming have a long rain delay. Wow, look how entertaining they are. And they make it seem effortless when in their ear, and we know now because we're in this like, oh, we don't know. They might come back in 6 seconds. They might be another 12 minutes.
Right.
And you're just trying to do your best. When me and B did a broadcast outdoors for the first time ever, and this is like, I am not Dave Fleming. Believe me, I'm well aware. There's a guy screaming at me at a live remote, like a foot away, screaming in my face.
Well, full disclosure, it was kind of my fault. So Niners improved to 3-0.
Pointing at this guy.
Well, no, Niners improved to 3-0 after beating the Steelers in 2019. We're at the Hilton Hotel for the first time doing overtime. Went on the radio. We were doing Periscopes. We're like, wow, we're on the air after a Niners game. I've come over. I'm fired up right
now.
They're 3-0 for the first time since Moots was head coach. I'm screaming. They're back. And Shassie's, then some Steelers cans come around. I'm like, terrible towel. Wipe my ass. I was doing whatever, right? And they come over to Shasky and start talking mess to him.
Yes.
And then they come back 30 minutes later and they're pointing at Shasky and he's totally rattled. And I'm like, Shasky, focus here.
It was from here to the chair. And like, I'm thinking like, Cameron Crazies. Worse, they were screaming. I couldn't hear myself think. Next thing I know, one of the security guards at the Hilton, big buff dude. I mean, just bear hugged the guy, lifted him up, and walked him out of the way. And it was like, okay, I can breathe. Let's do the show.
They came back later on and they were pointing at Shasky. And I was like, and Shasky's like, I wasn't even talking to them. I was like, it was kind of my fault.
If it makes you
I learned right away. You got to just keep performing.
Focus.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm screaming at you every morning too. You just can't see me. You can't hear me. It's like in my own space. But anyway.
Wait till I get off. I'm going to be in real trouble.
By the way, so I know. I'm really just trying to rattle Spadone's cage this morning.
Spadone, man.
And you know, it's all good because imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yeah, you guys are welcome.
But no, your fantasy segment was fun, and it's actually a little different. Ours is a little bit more power ranking style because I'm interested, and I'd love to hear from you guys before you go. And you can just sort of, without doing the whole exercise, throw out where you think it would sit. I'm interested in getting to the answer of if you did a quarterback power ranking, and I'm not talking resume. I'm talking right now.
To win one game or the cumulative playoff stats?
These playoffs, it's Thursday, January 12th. These playoffs with all we know. You can factor in home road. You can factor in current injury.
Roster.
You can factor in roster.
Okay.
These playoffs, if you start from the top and head toward one, how many names are you mentioning before you get to Brock Purdy?
I think it's 5 because I think there's 5 legitimate teams that can win a championship in any order that you want. Kansas City, Cincinnati, Buffalo in the AFC, Philadelphia, and the 49ers.
Okay, but the quarterbacks.
That's exactly how I'm viewing it.
Okay, so you'd put Purdy at number 5.
Yes, I think their team is better, and that's what the most respect to Tom Brady because I think that their roster,
Justin Herbert too. Yeah,
I don't trust Staley at all. Like, part of my evaluation.
It's a weird draw for them.
I just
the whole team is weird. Nobody can figure them out. Brandon Staley does weird stuff. Is Mike Williams playing? Because if he's not, Staley deserves...
The back injury, he was on a cart.
He deserves to be slapped in the face for that whole thing last week.
Look at you.
Yeah, I mean...
It was reckless.
Shout out Tommy Pham.
Right, and like, do you know for sure that the Chargers aren't going to get the opening kick, run to the 27-yard line, and then on 4th and 2 with 57 minutes left to go in the game... You know for sure that he's not going to go for it?
Thank you.
He's so odd.
I totally agree
with you. And
Justin
Herbert is so talented, but it feels so not quite yet realized. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to do with that team.
I'm with you.
I don't know what to do with them.
I would name, before I got to, just
before you got to Purdy, stop from the top down.
Not even looking at the teams, just quarterbacks.
14 down.
I go Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. Purdy probably, I get to 9 where I start thinking about Purdy. All the way down to 9.
Okay.
I mean, and I think that's fair. We haven't seen him in this spot before. When I just think about throwing arms, throwing power, awareness, quarterback instincts, like, It's a good class. It's a good quarterback.
Well, you put him above the
postseason.
Ravens, their backup, the Dolphins, their backup, Geno Smith, whatever he's going to be.
Yeah.
New York Giants.
Danny Dimes. So there's 4 right there that I think he has to absolutely be above.
So we got him at 9. You put him above Dak?
I would put him above Dak.
I would too.
And again, this is in terms of the laminated play sheet.
Exactly.
And the talent around him.
All context.
And
all
the matchup.
So you're adding all the context
home
into
game
it.
possibilities.
So
and
you're
the
adding
context.
all the context into it. Well,
all that, yeah.
All the current context.
That changes a little bit.
Like for
I don't
instance,
think he's any lower than 8.
We'll play this for you coming up here in a little bit. Like, did you all hear what Nick Sirianni said about Jalen Hurts yesterday?
No.
We'll play it for you in a little bit. Like,
Okay.
the man is hurt. He is hurt.
Oh, boy.
Like, he's not.
Like Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, he is Jalen Hurts. Thank you.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
Problems in
A
Philly.
little too easy.
It's a 2 because it's so easy. I'll take it.
Willard and Dibs coming up.